Hi, it's the famous I'm a dollar short and day late Speight with the last video of my little stint with Fretboard Blues. Really enjoyed it. Any of you other guys, mates of mine out there that want to have a go, then do it. It's no pressure, but it makes you, it just makes you ponder a little. A bit of pondering's not a bad thing. I'm just going to go out with a few bits of numbers. I've enjoyed the banter. I've enjoyed the comments. I've enjoyed the dialogue I've had with a few people. Had some messages from folks saying, you know, what, were, when, why. And I suppose the thing it comes to, I think I might have mentioned this in an earlier vid. I remember Steve Phillips, his wife at the time, asking Steve to do a song. By the way, you must go and see Steve Phillips. I haven't mentioned him much, but he's famous anyway. Tuesday night, he'll be back at the Grosvenor Hotel, Robin Hood's Bay. Go and see him, for God's sake. And if you've seen anything, let him know early enough, and he will do you a stunning version of any number you care to name by anybody. Elvis Presley through to Lonnie Johnson, Blind Blake, Lead Belly, I think when he was about 15. The guy can play them all and play them really well. I've always had a different attitude. Steve is a craftsman in everything that he does, and I'm a bit more sort of, should we say, abstract and haphazard. Anyway, I was doing a version of a song by Blind Boy Fuller called Weeping Willow, and Steve asked me, is it okay if I play it? Because Steve plays it like it should be played, and I just played my version at the time. But it was a nice gesture, and I've always appreciated it, and we've always had that thing. I think there's a video somewhere. I was doing support for him at Ripley Blues Club, one of my favourite venues, and we always had this thing that if one of you started, because we used to do gigs together all the time in the 60s and early 70s, because we were the only two doing it around where we lived. And if one of you got to a song first, then the other one wouldn't do it. And the trouble was, Steve had more time on his hands than I did, and he got to all of these amazing songs well before I did. But I was into Brunsey, so he left Brunsey alone. Apart from me, he plays a really nice version of Long Tall Woman, and plays it again pretty much like Brunsey plays. I play it the way I think Brunsey ought to have played it. I think he does a bit of double thumbing, and I don't think that's right with Mr. Brunsey. I think it should be the slap, 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 slap. Anyway, the verse of the reason that we're with Weeping Willow was because of one verse. And what I want to talk about today is why you pick the repertoire you have, why certain songs speak to you or say something in some way and you think, oh, I'm going to learn that one because of often a line, or it might be, you know, like with the Robert Johnson things of you think, I want to learn that, I want to learn to play that, and that reminded me quite as how Robert Johnson played it. But when Robert Johnson's second album came out, people went, ooh, there isn't only one way to do it. There's thousands of ways to do everything. Make them your own. Do them, play them, do them whichever way you want to do them. Make them your own. Be individual. However, people don't like it, well, don't have to come and see you again, do they? Go and see somebody else, it's not a problem. Then the verse in Weeping Willow, come on, get back to it, Speighty, with it. I lay down last night, Lord, I tried to take my rest. I lay down last night, Lord, I tried to take my rest. And then my mind gets to wandering just like them wild geese in the west. It was that verse. And I thought, wow, what a great verse, I've got to learn that, I've got to do that. And later on you come across things like, I was just thinking of a few things before I started this. You've got to have a bit of thought in your head before you start doing stuff like this. And it was, the doctor comes around with his face all bright, and he said, in a little while is a humbug pill, a dose of dope, and a big fat bill. Tell me, how can a poor man stand such times and live? Which isn't how I play it normally, but I thought you could do it without tuning. I like to tune it down. I use a nice tuning where I drop this down to C and this down to G, and it's a nice way of going boom. It's good. I might do a bit now. My time is up. You have other people to attend to you. And I started to think about, why have I picked up certain songs? I sometimes do Tom Waits song because the lyrics go, what? Amazing. It's not a blues, but I can do it in bars. Don't tend to do these things in blues clubs. I tend to do them just in bars and stuff. When I'm in the middle of a really poignant song and somebody drunkenly comes over to, do you know any Neil Young? No, you do, but you're not going to tell them that because they'd ask you to do them. Back in the 60s, come on, get back to the script, Speighty, there's never a script. I saw a lovely couple called Sandy and Jeannie, Sandy Darlington, from the States, and these were the first people I'd ever heard play mountain music, Appalachian mountain music. And Jeannie was the first person that I had heard. This is, when 66-ish, I don't know, maybe before 65. She sang Amazing Grace. I'd never heard this. I thought, what? What an amazing song, isn't that beautiful? And Sandy sang a song that he'd written in a sort of bluesy style. And I just thought the lyrics were great. I'm going to do it for you now. I don't have to do this, so this is good fun. It's called Jello. Well, it's a hard, funny place, so few people care, and it's not that they don't care about you, they don't care about themselves. They don't know their neighbor, they don't know their dog, don't even know the breakfast food around here, 'cause they go out and they live on lemonade. They're all made out of Jello, you know that makes me afraid. Well, call it what you want, be a little thick, 'cause if it's just too sunny now, I'm falling sick. There's all these raspberry people, strawberry words too. They got hearts like apple pie and minds like blueberry stew. I can't take it like that, there's just too much fat. I'm slimming in the head, I can't make it on Jello. Great song. And one of the later verses is, go your own way, go to your own Sunday school, make your own music, be your own kind of fool. Just be yourself, you know, just do it. And as I say, if folk don't like what you do, I think, it's not as good as them, is it? It's not a sport. Guitar playing is not a sport. It's something that overwhelms you. God, I've had some tough times in my life, and I thought, whoa. And this, not this particular one, but guitar playing and music and playing and singing the blues has pulled me through every time. So if you get disheartened one day and don't think, God, I'm never going to be any good. Yes, you are. You are. You're going to be great. You're going to be you. You're going to be singing songs that matter to you, and that's going to be perfect for you. Doesn't matter about anybody else. It does in a sense. You've got to entertain. You've got to be able to feel you can get people's attention. But I don't care what music it is, and I don't care what level you're at. If I can tell, and I can always tell, you're giving it your best shot when you perform it, I'll shut up and I'll give you my full attention every single time. If, however, you haven't bothered to learn it and you haven't practiced and you've gone up on stage, I'm going to use their technical term now, half-assed, well, I'll probably give you half-assed attention. So treat me with respect, I'll treat you with respect, and that's how we'll get along really well. And that's what life's all about. There's all sorts of great songs though. The one I did a minute ago, How can a poor man stand such times and live? Blind Alfred Reed from the 30s. There's another one. Hezekiah Jenkins, 1930s. What this country is coming to, I sure would like to know. Well, if we don't do something by and by, only the rich will live and all the poor will die. Doggone, I mean the panic is on. 1930s, it's not changed much, has it? How many years later, for God's sake, 90 years later, and the things are just the same. That only the rich will live and all the poor will die. You know, we're going to release everyone on July the 19th. That'll be 20, 30 deaths. Collateral damage. Yeah, take AstraZeneca. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, it's a really good vaccine. Yeah, 60 odd people have died from blood clots. Collateral damage. Weird world, isn't it? Back to the music. Pick the repertoire that talks to you. Play it to the best of your ability at the time. Your arrangements will change, they will alter, you'll have a different mood, you'll learn another bit of guitar. Things will just move around for you. Take playing a blues in A. You start off, you play blues in. You play an A. So you play it with a long A, or you play it with a seventh, where you put that one there, and then you put this one in here. It takes you some time to get some strength in this little finger, but you get there. So, old Brunsy would just do. I love that. You know, I move it, put it into all sorts of stuff. I had this, I had a new fretboard put on this. It's funny, I just made a mistake there. And the dot down here is not on the 9th fret, it's on the 10th. The man that did this knows he did it. I forgave him. So, end of my talking. It looks like you've got a really great guy coming on next who I briefly read his statement. Sorry, I should have got this. I should have done this on, what day are we on? Friday. I should have done this on Wednesday, and I was absolutely wiped out and couldn't. And then yesterday I was out all day and didn't get back till really late. And so here we are. This is Friday morning, the 2nd of July, from your Guitarist of the Month for June. $1 short, day late, Speight, yet again. Thanks ever so much for watching, for listening. If you want to carry on sending me messages or saying, can you show us, then I'll do you a private, I've done for a couple of people, I'll do you a private video and send it you. And if you want more help on from there, then just let me know. As I say, this isn't a sport. I'm not competing with you. I'm not trying to be better than anybody. I'm just trying to be me and do what I love doing. As well as buying music, and the great thing is you can watch it on YouTube. Go and see people. Go and support them. Give them your money. I did a song, bit of Rising River Blues earlier by George Carter. Look him up on YouTube, George Carter. There's a guy down south who I've never met, but I've become aware of him on YouTube, called Vince Lee, and he does a belting version of it. It really is really good. It's as good as listening to the original. There's a guy called Jonathan Nicholas down south somewhere, I think he's Bristol area, who plays really nicely. There's a guy called Greg Kemp I've come across on YouTube who plays Gary Davis, like Gary Davis used to play it. Not cleverly, not cleanly, just belts into it. I love it. And then working up there, is there anybody in the Midlands I can think of? No, I'm not sure. Michael Messer, you should go and see. There are local guys who are loonies like Chris Martin, Man in the Hat. There's all sorts of people. Up in the northeast, you'll know of George Shovelin and Mr. Lamb. Go and see Mr. Murray, if only for the wealth of wisdom that he'll impart to you. Lee Bates and Billy Newton, you know, wonderful. You know, you go and see some people, and we are going to have a good time. If you're not having a good time, two things: either tough shit or drink lots more. Up in Scotland, there's Alan Jones and Richie and a guy called Richard Bin. If you close your eyes when you're listening to him sing, you think, you know, how old is this guy? They do great versions of so many lovely numbers. Go and see them. Go and support them. If only to shout, yeah, or get on with it, or just, you know, heckle, or just say hello to them. It means a lot to people who are trying to earn a crust doing this sort of stuff. And it's nice when people come up to you and say, good to hear your music, I'm enjoying it. You know, that's all, you know, you get paid good money for doing gigs. I won't go out for buttons. I don't do it. I will not do it. And it's nice when people come up to you and say, I'll buy a CD, or they say that they've enjoyed your gig. It means a lot. So support your local musicians. Learn what you can from all the videos and tutorials and whatever. But go and see somebody actually play it live. It's a great feeling, great feeling. So I'm going to finish now. And Well, goodbye, I'm going to leave you. Ain't coming back no more. Hey, goodbye, I'm going to leave you. Ain't coming back no more. And if my mind gets to rambling, see you all maybe 20 and 24. Not like it is on the record, like I do it. Take care. I'll keep checking in on the Fretboard Blues videos. Some good people in here now. A lot of friends of mine have joined, and let's see where we get to. Thanks ever so much. Let's hope life picks up and we can all get back out to going to see music and watching people again. Take care. Look after yourselves. Bye bye.